Welcome back. We bring you the next edition of Tech Bytes from Nasscom Insights today. Tech Bytes, as you know, is Nasscom Insights' flagship video-based summary of all the report launches that have happened in the past month, along with all the events, leadership conversations, and much more. We have an impressive lineup of topics this time. First up, Nasscom's first ever Women in Tech Awards that culminated in Le Méridien, New Delhi yesterday on the 3rd of Feb. A fantastic event, and we've done a coffee table book on that. More deets inside, but personally quite enthused about that. Next, we talk about this country, which is the harbinger of Industry 4.0 as well as ER&D, Germany. And we look at the opportunities that German ER&D is creating for the Indian ER&D providers. Our third report of the day is about Indian IT services M&A activity in all of calendar year 2024, along with some details about specific deals and contracts. Lastly, we will give you a snapshot of all the events, the leadership conversations, and much more that we've done in Jan of 2024. So let's get started. First, invite Neha Jain, our expert analyst who led the Women in Tech study as well as the awards analysis. Welcome, Neha.
Hey, thanks, Namita.
Neha, Nasscom's first Women in Tech Awards and the coffee table study that we've put together. Very excited to read it. But tell us, how was your experience overall? And given this important topic, which is so globally relevant, what were some of the key insights that you observed organizations doing and strategizing through in order to boost women's participation?
Sure, Namita. So, as a conclusion to the first ever Women in Tech Awards 2024, visionary leaders and organizations that champion gender diversity, equity, and inclusion. This report, which we launched in form of a coffee table book, is actually highlighting the inspiring journeys of these leaders and organizations. Now, in the report, what we are also doing, so not really an insight, but we are trying to capture a framework, which is our 3S framework, which talks about the sphere, self, and the system. And that actually will enable organizations to, propel women in tech by enabling them, go through all the changes and the best practices that's needed. So just a quick snapshot on self basically talks about the role of education, early education in STEM. The sphere talks about the overall workplace and the ecosystem, while the system highlights the influences of the societal expectations on women. So these are the three things, and if the organizations can really take care of that, rather not only organizations, the whole ecosystem should look at these three pillars, I would say. It would help propel women in tech forward. Now, moving on, what we saw, the report also covers best practices, which we are coming from the 330 plus nominations that we have from more than 180 organizations. So those best practices again could be relevant for the organizations and the initiative leads that are doing these initiatives at their end. We also have certain recommendations. Again, they're coming from what we have heard from organizations and people we spoke with. And those recommendations could also be very, very relevant. Now, just to highlight, the spotlight of this report are the individual journeys that we are capturing. And these are not only about women who are leading and innovating, but also about the male allies who are like the rock support. Okay, so those are the things. And just to end, I would request all the viewers to please download this report, and if the initiative excites them, please scan the QR code at the end of the report and be part of the initiative. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very exciting initiative, and viewers, this is a free report. Has to be downloaded by every professional who's watching us today. Thank you, Neha.
Thanks, Namita.
Second topic for the day is German ER&D opportunities, and I have with me Shwetank Saini, the author of the study. Shwetank, many thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Namita, for having me.
Shwetank, ER&D is one of our fastest growing tech industry segments, and when we think of the topic, Germany is top of mind. This is an exciting study, so tell us a lot more about the insights that have come out from the study.
Thank you, Namita, for that question. So Nasscom recently launched a report in partnership with Deloitte focused on the German ER&D sector, wherein we look at Germany's R&D leadership in the European region and India's growing role as a key supplier of ER&D services in the region. So, given Germany is India's largest trade partner, including in technology, the report delves deep into the Indo-German partnership, focused on the engineering and R&D aspects, and covers how the evolving priorities of German engineering companies are making India a key supplier of ER&D services. So the report basically has three key objectives. Firstly, the report is first of a kind study covering Germany's R&D leadership in Europe and provides one-to-one comparison with Europe on multiple aspects related to engineering and R&D. Secondly, the report provides a comprehensive coverage of the ER&D use cases and application areas, providing in-depth coverage across five strategic sectors of importance for Germany. Additionally, the report highlights India's critical role as a leading supplier of ER&D services. So as we know, Germany is the third largest spender of R&D across the globe after US and China, and Germany actually makes up 36% of Europe's R&D spend. Zooming out, Europe actually makes up 24% of the global R&D spend, and around 425 global R&D spenders are actually headquartered in Europe. I think with this backdrop, it's interesting to understand, what are the reasons for this. So one of them is basically the evolving ecosystem and a growing enabling ecosystem in Germany. With the industry academia partnerships and tax breaks for innovative research and the core engineering skills that exist there. Um while this is all a positive story for Germany, increasingly in the recent times, what we have seen is that with the global macro headwinds, the margin pressures, and the shrinking of the STEM talent pool in Germany are making it very difficult for Germany's companies to compete with the global counterparts. Basically, there's a need to reduce the cost of the innovation and R&D. That makes India a preferred destination for all things R&D, ER&D. And I think with this backdrop, it's important to understand what is it that India offers. So actually, India, there are three things where India stays ahead as compared to the global tech services market, specifically in the ER&D segment. So India has a flourishing ecosystem of engineering service providers, and it has a good mix of diverse range of broad-based and specialized ER&D service providers. Secondly, a sizable percent of the global top 50 engineering service providers are headquartered in the company. And lastly, India houses nearly 1600 80 plus ER&D GCCs that give an option for some of the German ER&D companies to leverage India for their ER&D needs.
Sure, Shwetank. Thanks a lot for sharing such interesting insights from the first of its kind German ER&D opportunity study that we've done. Viewers, this is a free downloadable report. So do visit community.nasscom.in and download the report today. Our third and final report of the day talks about Indian IT services M&A deals, and I have the author with me, Prajwal Pandey. Prajwal, welcome.
Thanks so much, Namita, for inviting me.
We annually do this report. What are some of the distinguishing and differentiating insights for 2024?
Sure, Namita. So, the report talks about, India IT services M&As deals in 2024. And this also includes, PE deals as well as strategic deals that have happened in CY24. So I'll take you through, the key highlights from the report. India IT services, led the overall M&A volumes in the country, maintaining a strong position for the overall M&As. In terms of strategic deals were very crucial this year. They contributed nearly 59% to the M&A deal value, and this was largely driven by digital transformation, cloud adoption, and emerging technologies like AI. India IT services strategic M&As activities saw a 25% increase in deal value in CY24 over CY23. Now, within strategic M&As, we also saw domestic deals growing in value year on year, and we saw that this was supported by favorable economic conditions in the country. Fintech continued to dominate the strategic M&A space, experiencing year-on-year increase in the deal value as well. Talking about some of the key strategic imperatives that we saw for strategic M&As in 2024, the highlight was access to IP and platforms, along with efforts to scale business and expanding the business geographically were some of the key strategic imperatives in CY24. In terms of capabilities, we saw investments in digital experience and digital product engineering accounting for nearly 28% of the overall deal volumes for strategic deals. Now, in contrast, Indian IT services P deal activity, in terms of volume and value declined due to certain headwinds. And if you talk about the key headwinds, those were the cautious sentiments among the investors, and also the rising cost of capital that led to the decline in deal value and deal volume for PE deals. However, we saw PE investors remaining active in sub $25 million deals, which actually drove the activity. And these investments reflect a strategic focus on acquiring niche technologies and bridging the capability gaps.
Great. Thank you for sharing those insights. Prajwal viewers, this is a free download. Please visit the website and you can also look at the download link in the post below.
Thank you.
We've also done detailed analysis on the deals. In terms of some of those contracts, give us some examples of from your fact book.
Sure, Namita. So, the key technology collaborations that we saw in the past 2 months include a UST and Experian that announced a long-term strategic partnership to provide financial organizations with opportunity to quickly innovate and improve their products using AI technologies. The other one was, Persistent Systems partnering with CoreOver to drive innovation in multilingual conversation platforms. Again, this was powered by Gen AI. Now, some significant technology contracts that we saw in the past few months. Hexaware Technologies partnered with AWS to enhance its migration, modernization, and AI solutions. This will, help clients in improving operational efficiency and also reducing the costs. The next contract that we saw was between WNS and Canopius Group. Within this contract, WNS will implement proprietary technology-led solutions, which will enhance, operational efficiency, accelerate innovation, and drive market differentiation. Now, Namita, talking about some of the key M&As that we witnessed in the last 2 months, Saxoft is set to acquire ZTechno, a niche ServiceNow premier consulting and implementation company. Now, this will eventually, enhance Saxoft's capability on the ServiceNow platform related to services and in the areas of IT services management as well. The second key M&A was, between Wipro and Applied Value Technologies Incorporation. Now, this acquisition will help Wipro enhance its application services capabilities and drive new growth opportunities for them.
Great. Thank you for sharing all that.
Thank you, Namita.
Now I'd like to invite Khyati to share all the events and leadership conversations that we've done in Jan. Khyati, over to you.
Thanks, Namita. So recently we have had a series of insightful conversations and sessions, starting with Tech Talks featuring Mike Yeager, Area Vice President of India and Japan at ANSYS. He shared valuable insights on the growing role of simulation technology across industries and how ANSYS is driving innovation in India. Next, at Nasscom Insights Day, held across Chennai, Coimbatore, and Bengaluru, we discussed AI adoption, industry growth prospects, leadership transformation, and India's evolving tech landscape. And finally, the countdown is on. Nasscom's annual Strategic Review Report 2025 is launching soon. This report is the ultimate guide to India's tech landscape, packed with expert insights and trends for CXOs, policymakers, academia, and tech leaders. As a pre-booking offer, we are running an exclusive 75% discount, so secure your copy now. Links for all these sessions and the pre-book offer on the Strategic Review Report are in the description box below. Do check them out. Thank you.
Thanks, Khyati. The links to all the reports, events, leader talks are in the post below. Do visit community.nascom.in for all the latest activity from Nasscom Insights and our contributing members. We will meet next month with yet another interesting lineup of very, very important studies. First up, our flagship annual report on startup landscape in India. Second, an interesting report on tech industry CSR activity. Thirdly, our look at the India at 2047 and the opportunities. And of course, not to be missed, our flagship annual strategic review launching on the 23rd of Feb. So lots of activity coming up in the next month. Stay tuned. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.